Welcome to Visionary Investments. This platform is meant to help women come together and invest in their visions together. We all have dreams, we all have purposes that God has given us, and we need to fulfill every assignment the Lord has given us. And I want to encourage you today because I know that sometimes we get these ideas in our minds that our dreams are too big or the visions that we have is too complex to achieve. But I thank God that He has called us for such a time as this, that the things that you've gone through in life, they are there to strengthen you and to bring revelation to you, to teach you about where you can go next. It's not about holding you and confining you to what you've experienced in life. Don't get stuck in a rut thinking that you would never go further than where you've already been. Life has so much in store for you. And so I'm encouraging you today. You are greater and better than all the things that you have experienced. You are greater and better than all the things that you have allowed. And God has more in store for you. I want to encourage you today to continue to walk by faith and not by sight. God has a plan and purpose for you. And if you don't know yet, how do I even fathom the vision that God has for me? How do I even understand the full purpose and plan of the Lord for my life? Well, you can take time out and talk to the Lord. He wants to speak to you. How do you speak to God? Well, you can read the Bible and learn more about Him and about His divine calling for you. Above all else, God wants us to have relationship with Him, and then the things that we do in life stem out of relationship with Him. But I also want to turn our attention to Psalms 139, where it says in verse 14, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. You see, God has equipped you, He's made you into the person that you are today. Now, there are circumstances that you've gone through, there are problems and challenges that you face, and God helped you through it. He didn't bring the torment and the torture that comes from the devil, that comes from just a fallen state of the world. But God gives us the strength to see that we can overcome. So don't stay where you are. Don't stay in poverty. Don't stay in a lack of knowledge. Don't stay in lack of resources, but continue to affirm who you are in God. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, God. I am marvelous. I am precious. Wherever I go, the Lord goes with me. Earlier in that chapter, it talks about how if I go, where can I go from your presence, God? He wants to be with you every moment. He wants to guide you. And so today, I want to encourage us to not look at our past as the script for our future. Don't look at your past as the objective for your now. Look at your past to see the strength that you had to endure, and look at your past for the wisdom that you've gained, and now press forward for the more that is ahead of you. You know, I can speak from personal experience. I've had so many things happen in my life. Even as a child, we dealt with homelessness and we dealt with food insecurity, and we had different problems, financial issues. And so I have seen from even the early age how God made a way anyhow, where when we were homeless, we had a shelter that was actually in a okay neighborhood compared to where we were before. And I thank God because so many people would look at that situation and say, oh, wow, poor child, poor family, poor mother. But God was yet providing. And so instead of looking back at your past and saying, you know, there was nothing good there. Perhaps you've gone through some really painful things, and it seems like there's nothing good you can pull out of it. I want to encourage you to know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. The enemy is so afraid of you, and he will try to damage you, and he will try to uh, come against you in horrible ways. But you can overcome. Don't allow the lies in your mind that say you can't do it, that you won't achieve it, that you're not able, because God says you are able. I thank God for each and every person listening today, because I know that He is calling you for greater. And so in our next video, we're going to talk about how do you plan for greater? How do you try to do more with what God has already given you? So stay tuned, be encouraged, and let's invest in our visions together.